So today on the news, they were talking about, would you like your president to be religious or non-religious, or political officials and whatnot? And as usual, they were asking, your average persons for their responses. And also, not a surprise here, about 90% of the responses were absolutely ridiculous, and then you had, a small little spark of intelligence here and there. Now, it's probably quite obvious what I'm going to say. And if I need to clarify that for you, I'd rather not have a religious leader or leaders or political officials, etc., because it's pretty apparent that religious beliefs kind of control the way you think. And the way you think is what dictates your politics. So yes, your religious beliefs obviously control the way that your politics are handled in individuals. If you need some proof of this, just go look at Michelle Bachmann, or there's other people in other countries, like, can't see the face, no hair, can't look at the hair. There's many countries that are just absolutely ridiculous and very extreme in their religious politics and whatnot. And but what I want to get to is the morality behind it all, right? Because that's what this is all about. I mean, that's the baseline on having a leader or someone in charge with religious beliefs or not. Now, granted, in the modern era, in this country, I will admit that maybe it's a bit mild compared to, some other extremes. However, I do think if you're discriminating against, homosexuals per se, simply because they're homosexual and the Bible said that it was Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve, I find that quite extreme. Because you're creating, maybe not a hatred so much, but you are creating some sort of profile of which is automatically beneath you because their preferences don't agree with your preferences. And while we're on agreeing, Christians can't agree on what they believe in as a collective as it is. Some Christians will tell you it's all about the Old Testament. Some Christians will tell you it's all about the New Testament. Some Christians will tell you it's not to be taken literal. It is to be taken literal. Some Christians don't even believe in the Bible. They just believe in the Christian God and Jesus, and it's all a fucking mess. So before Christians start throwing their politics out of there, maybe they might just want to, maybe have like a little conference. Maybe we could create an app, like Christian conference for politics, and that way all of you could talk it out or fight it out, and then you can actually understand on what you as a collective agree on and disagree on. But we all know that'll never happen because you're idiots as it is and you can't agree on anything, including your own religious beliefs. So, back to morality, right? Because that's what it's all about. Good character, a sound mind, and morality. Well. I'm thankful that our leaders are a little bit less extreme, but I don't know if their morality is quite there, because they're from a businessman approach. You got the Occupy Wall Street protests going on right now, and that's essentially what I'm getting at with that point, is that they're a bunch of businessmen, and they fight over a bunch of stupid shit that really doesn't matter, and then they're willing to screw over the general population so that they can get more revenue out of it, essentially, for their own pockets, not for the country. We haven't talked about creating revenue for the country in I don't know how long. It's all about tax cuts and spending and absolutely nothing to do with revenue. So that's a problem. But if you're gonna look at like a moral approach or a sound mind approach, I don't know if I would consider someone of sound mind if they truly believe that, you know, there's a hell that some asshole of a God sends everybody to if you disagree with him, you know, or if you fail his life test or whatnot. I mean, this is coming out of the same book that condones rape and slavery and the stoning of homosexuals and disobedient teenagers, etc., and a bunch of just absolute nonsense. And not only that, but essentially all of you are going to hell considering you didn't wait till marriage to lose your virginity. And you're still having sex to this day watching this video. Hopefully you're having sex while watching this video, because that would make me individually happy. And, you know, so you're all going to hell anyways as it is. And I don't know if I would call that sound mind. And not only that, but it seems as if we're always willing to cut into education and science and research and etc. So I don't know if that's of sound mind either. And it seems as if most people don't want national health care. So that's not very sound either. We would rather, you know, the 60 million Americans or somewhere around there without insurance can just, you know, pay out of their pocket, or it's their fault, or, you know, whatever it is. And of course you take the same mentality with those who are jobless, you know, it's their fault, blah blah blah. Bunch of morons. So obviously sound mind and morality is not really big upon your list. It's just the fact that they claim a title of being Christian is what's important to the majority of you, even though, you know, I've literally met and known people in prison for doing some pretty hellacious things that are Christian, and there's obviously, you know, priests all over the news all the time, you know, for touching and raping little boys, and they also believe in God, you know. So religion isn't really connected to sound mind, you know. And, you know, and everybody says atheists lack morality. Well, I don't know that, because I know punching a guy in the face isn't right, and I know shooting somebody isn't right, or touching little kids, or stealing, or any of that other nonsense. You know, sleeping with my best friend's wife probably wouldn't be the greatest idea in the world. You know, stabbing my mom in the chest, you know, with a knife and scalping her nipples probably isn't a good idea as well. You know, it doesn't take a genius to figure this stuff out. So you're actually not even basing your opinions of what you say you are, like sound mind and morality, because these are intuitive to us, or at least they're learned at a very early age. You know, we know good from bad. So that's not really it. You just want somebody in office that agrees with your religion, although you're wrong and you're stupid and you're an idiot. Oh, and you know what? Just in this video, to prove that you are wrong, just a little thing of the day before I turn this thing off. DNA, right? DNA is evidence, right? We use it in murder trials, rape trials, you know, paternity tests. You know, we use it as a concrete base to determine if someone is guilty or innocent, right? So, if we aren't from monkeys, right, and if you would do some fucking research and quit going, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit, if you would just research it and look it up, humans have 98% identical DNA to chimpanzees, but we're not somehow related, right? And these type of strands are found throughout the tree of life, per se, the evolutionary bill. So, yeah, maybe God didn't make us, you know, or at least if he did, at least admit that, you know, evolution happened, and it started a long ass time ago, a lot longer than 9,000 years. So there you go. You're not really basing it off morality or sound mind or any of this other garbage. You just want somebody in your religion to be the leader so that they can try to dictate the country with the rules that you would like to see based on your religion, yet all you Christians don't even agree on what you believe in. So you may want to make an app for that and have a little conference meeting.